Today is September the 25th, 2020. This is the Service Hero Show, 365 days of awesome. Celebrate success through service. My name is Tamara Hunter, and I am your host, and this is the show that shares the inspiring stories of those that are inspiring others. So, let's do this. And yes, today, many people know this face. It is, my goodness, we have the world's mayor with us today, Joshua T. Berglund. He is a man that many know. In fact, many know. And his story is incredible. And I love hearing the laughter. We are going to have a lot of fun today. And I really, really want you guys to be paying attention and get involved, because this is a man that has been there. He has done that, and he is real. In fact, we're going to talk a lot about that. He's been on, if you will, both sides of the coin, and he has found a way to be a service hero and inspiring others actually to do the same. So I want to welcome you, Joshua, for being the service hero that you are and being here with us today.
Well, thank you for the opportunity. It is really maybe not uncomfortable is not the word, but to hear that is very, very interesting, because I don't feel worthy of that. I just feel like I'm doing what I'm led to do, So I don't really think of that. So it's a little humbling to hear that. But thank you very much.
Well, you're welcome. And let me explain why I do this. It's in honor of my grandmother. My grandmother taught myself and others that, and in truth, because during the time that she taught this, she would say, okay, you write a handwritten note, and then you receive the handwritten note. And then what you do is you tear the handwritten note and you put it somewhere safe, because that is between you, the person that wrote it, and then their creator. And so that the blessing is there and it's not shouted from the rooftops. Well, I love my grandma. However, today we need to be shouting it from the rooftops. And so I understand the mentality of those that are going to be humble about it. And they're not going to be out there shouting from the rooftop, hey, I'm a service hero, and I want you all to know. The real service heroes are the people that maybe feel a little uncomfortable in the chair. And in fact, sometimes I've even had to almost write it down in writing that I will be very careful on how I say, because oftentimes the more they're serving, the more humble they are. However, we more than ever, and I know you know this, we more than ever need to be leading with the good. We need to be leading with the light. We need to be leading with service and gratitude and everything that is good. Because right now, the other is doing plenty of leading, pretty shouting, and having no problem doing it. And so, sharing the facts as I see them, okay. However, the facts as others see them too, and sharing that, it allows for us to then start the story, because it is an inspiring story to then inspire others to go and do the same. And that's what we want, because in doing that, then all of us will be serving each other, and the world will be a much better place. There will be so much more love, and that's what we're all about. And so I want to recognize, because we have a lot of people already showing up, and we have, of course, our buddies, my buddies, that and the first ambassador of the chat, Helene Wilson, is welcoming the buddies and everyone else. I'm so grateful that you're here with us. And guess who's here? Someone you know and love.
Always great to see her.
Oh, I know.
And I've actually got to meet her in person in her own backyard, which is kind of amazing. I never thought I'd be in Minnesota, but here I am.
And it's a small world because I actually have my family actually comes from Minnesota, not that side, my grandmother's side. My other side came from Minnesota. Yes, and see, yes, thank you. In fact, I was telling Joshua about you, Carol. Thank you, Carol, one of our senior ambassadors and one of our producers of the show. Helps us with this. She always is double checking everything for us.
Ah, Cinnamon.
I love you,
Oh,
Cinnamon.
I love her.
I know, I do too. There's a love fest going on, Cinnamon. Of course, I love it. I love it. And yes, Helene is welcoming you, and she's saying, "Hey, Joshua, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. The sound is good." I told him because he was working with his sound, and I said, "Don't worry."
Earbuds that Jessica got me. I've never worn them before, so we got them to work.
So all is well, and thank you for letting us know, Carol. I appreciate it. And Mr. Awesome himself.
Love Mr. Awesome.
Love it that you're here. We have Jessica.
Hi,
Jessica, the beautiful Jessica. The beautiful Jessica. Love it, love it, love it. And yes, he is the best. Though I will say, Eric Swanson is a service hero also.
I agree, 100%.
And he has been recognized. He's actually, I was about to say he was sworn in, but we don't really do that. We go back from that piece. Okay. So I want to share something because, I think that sometimes voice, I was taught that voice and words are important, but images and sound can often be even more. So we're going to share something with images and sound right now and then come back. I love that. Can I just say, it's so cool, so cutting edge, and it really just lays out what it is, because you've got so much that you've been doing, have done, you're doing now. It's pretty incredible. And so let's dive into that, okay?
Sounds good.
All right. First of all, I have to know, I led with it because I'm just so curious. I don't know the story of the world's mayor. How did that come about?
I'll give you the shortest version. When I moved to San Diego, this Little Italy, San Diego is my favorite community in the world. And I was getting up at 5 a.m. and I was walking around the streets downtown doing my gratitude practice. And I was looking around at all the buildings and then the vibe, even at 5 a.m. And I was like, I love this place. And the words, "I'm going to run for mayor," came out of my mouth. And I thought, well, that's weird. And so I got on my phone and I Googled what a mayor does. And I was like, well, this is like, and the purpose of a mayor is to elevate everybody in the community. So the firemen, the police, the people in the community, the businesses, it's all about elevating. And I thought, well, that's like my philosophy on life. Like, I really believe that if we all strive to help other people win, we make the world a better place. Like, everybody gets to win. And not like everybody gets a trophy, but everybody gets the chance to live their purpose. And that's winning. How you win in life is you fulfill your purpose. So I thought, wow, this is great. And so one day on my show, I just said out loud, I'm going to run for mayor. And I was kind of kidding. But when I said it, all of these people started calling me mayor. And I was like, well, crap, now I have to really explore that. And so after I learned like the restrictions, because I have a global mission. And when I learned that I was going to be withheld from doing a lot of the things that I knew that I was called to do, I was like, well, I can't do that. So I'm going to be the world's mayor. And so it just kind of took off. But here's the thing, even with that, it sounds very arrogant, I'm the world's mayor, but really it's about inspiring other people to have the same attitude of everybody gets to win. And I never knew at the time. I mean, it's been 3.5, 4 years since that happened, but how important that is now, because there's a lot of people that are hurting right now. It is emotional for me because I'm in Minneapolis, and I'm seeing a lot of people hurting. And I see, not just on social media, in real life, out this window right here, there's people hurting, and we see it every day, Jessica and I, and it's heartbreaking. So it's needed, and whether I'm the world's mayor officially and I get that title by the United Nations or not, I don't care, but the mindset is to help other people win all over the world.
I love it. I don't know if you know, but I was born and raised in San Diego. And,
oh, really?
Oh yeah. And and I come from a family. I'm the other one. I went the other way, but yeah, I come from a family. My mother was very involved in some of those races for the mayor and everything. She did all that kind of stuff. She did that kind of neat stuff, the women's teas and all that kind of stuff to get people elected and things. And so, yeah, I remember that. And I remember when you're talking about downtown San Diego, I remember when downtown San Diego was not what it is now, and the revitalization that took place and how that had to go and what that was like and everything. And yes, there are a lot of limits when it comes to what you can do when you are in office. And so that's why a lot of people, they get involved, but they get involved sometimes behind the scenes. And yeah, I love that story. I absolutely love it. And I have an image I want to bring up, because you are out there on the streets. You are out there, you and Jessica shown there, and you're out there now, and you have been serving your community, right?
Yeah, I listen, and I really need to give credit where it's due, because I've always had a heart for people. Even when I was a pretty evil, wicked person, I still like to help people. But I've been so focused on the global mission and my end of what we do with the Live Mana Worldwide Foundation from a media side. Jessica reminded me of how important community is. And she really gets the credit as a leader for it really inspiring me to get in the trenches also. One of the hardest things for me, just from my mental uniqueness, is empathy, and also just allowing people close to me. I have a really hard time with it. I have a very hard time with the relationships. And one of the things that I've taken away most from being able to serve almost every single day in the community here, with her, behind her leadership, is I'm learning empathy in a way that I never understood it before, but I'm also allowing myself to have relationships. I'm allowing my heart to break, and learning that it's okay for my heart to break. It doesn't mean it's a bad thing. And actually a lot of good can come from it. And actually a heartbreak can be the very thing that blesses your life the most. And I've learned that because of her. I've even learned that in some of our fights. Because the truth is that normally when I would fight in a relationship, I would immediately sabotage it with something very destructive. And now I've been able to just let my heart hurt and know how that feels, and recognize that, I can change that behavior and don't have to go through that again, or my heart can break in a way where I want to make change. And my heart now is breaking for other people. And honestly, some of my closest friends now are homeless. which is really a strange thing to say, but that's the truth.
Right.
Because they are some amazing, amazing people. And I have to give credit to Jessica for that.
And Jessica, hats off to you. I mean, and that was beautiful. That was a beautiful, heartfelt, I want to say tribute, but just heartfelt. And I appreciate that. I want to also let you know that Joshua, he's the best service hero, he's saying. And he also said that, let's see, he also, where did it go? I saw it here a second ago. He said, oh, here we go. I concede my crown. Just kidding. I just had to bring it in.
I appreciate that, but I'm every bit as inspired by Eric because of the opportunities that Eric creates for other people. Eric makes people's dreams come true, and the ripple effect that Eric creates with his organization, not just with adults, but the youth,
right,
creates this powerful ripple effect of change that inspires and then inspires and inspires. And you can't be around Eric and not feel good about life. And Eric's been through some stuff too. Like, I don't know how much he shared, but what I know of Eric and what he's been through, that dude has a legitimate heart. Like, he's goofy and funny and all that, but his heart is extremely genuine, extremely generous guy. And so for him to say that, I don't even know what to say, but the feeling's mutual.
We all love him. Eric, you're loved. Absolutely. And, I will just say that what he does with the kids, I love the kids' camps that he has going on, and how and how he is with a lot of the people that are around him. The behind the scenes, when you really see him interacting with people, and that again is a service hero. Let's see, and then she loves you.
I love her.
Very sweet. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yes, I love Jessica so much. Warrior in motion, beautiful. And we've got Ruben on station. And thank you for being in here with us. I want to share something else with you right now.
You're full of surprises.
Yes, I am, always. Everybody wonders what's going to happen. That's why they show up.
I like this. I like this a lot. This is great.
Oh, good. Well, get ready. Hold on to your seatbelt. Okay, we're going.
Hi, everyone. I'm Rayanne Gardner, and I have the honor and privilege to tell you why I believe that Joshua T. Berglund is a service hero. I started watching Joshua over 3 years ago as he was doing Facebook Lives out in California. And what I fell in love with was his honesty and his passion and the way that he told and talked about subjects that were very deep. And he allowed himself to go there, even by telling his own story, which he told the whole thing from start to finish, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I watched as that transformed people's lives. And then he changed and transformed himself and went into speaking about God and the Word and how to follow that path. And now he's in the state of Minnesota, which is my home state. I can't believe he's here. And I'm a little worried about winter, but he'll be okay. He has immersed himself into the community here and has helped the homeless. He goes out and feeds them, clothes them, raises money for them. And he also is out there telling people to tell their stories. And he's teaching people how to do that through social media and other outlets, which is just incredible because that's how we are going to change the world. I have had the privilege to sit down with Joshua and to have conversations, and that energetic, deep conversations about what our purpose is, what our gifts are, and how to bring them out to the world. I consider Joshua a dear friend. I am grateful for everything he has done for me and my family, and I hope you guys enjoy the show. I love you, Joshua.
She does love you.
Oh my God, I don't like you anymore.
I think he does. He
I
does.
do. Oh, I love that picture. I'll I'll never forget that month. Oh my gosh. Oh, I love her.
Oh,
Uh, man. Oh
who
my God.
doesn't? You know, I'll let you recover here. That's why you're small right now. I have her, this bigger. And when I first met Rayanne Gardner, we were at Impactor, and the very first night we get there, and like it's hurry up and go here, go here, go here. And that night we get to the hotel finally, and it's like the middle of the night, and she had only been in the hospital a few weeks before, and she hadn't got to sleep yet and everything. She ended up being my roommate that night, and we had an opportunity to visit, and she then shared, and we have become very, very close too. And yes, she shared her, about you and others that are, mean so much to her in her journey. And then you went live with her in our closed group and had a lot of fun. And
That was fun. That was a
that
good time.
was yes. So how did that? I have a feeling I know how that felt. I'd like to know what you were thinking.
Um, I mean, it feels amazing because I it's not that long ago that I spent most of my life hurting people, and with the decisions that I made, and my kids, my all of my ex-wives, my family, friends, anyone that tried to love me, I hurt a lot of people, and so. And legacy is a big thing. I can't change what I did, but I can use everything I did. I don't have to hide from it anymore because I know I've been delivered from it, and I know what Jesus has done in my life, and I know what He is doing through me. But it's humbling. It fuels me, and it goes, okay, you can change. People can change, and it motivates me to do more. But the ripple effect that I want to change is now the ripple effect for change, and the people that I want to help create a ripple effect with are the people that were the drug addicts, the killers, the hookers, the pimps, the mentally ill, the addicts, the abusers, the diseased. Like, I want those people, the people like me, to know that you can turn your life around. It's never too late. And everything that you lay at God's feet, everything that you surrender, can and will be used for good if you let Him. And I'm going to be living testimony of that. And it's not about me, because the things that are happening are supernatural in my life right now. And it's not me doing it. I'm just being obedient to the call. And we all have the same opportunity. But to hear that from her, I mean, it means a lot. It's humbling. I still don't know how to receive that, but it does motivate me. And it makes me want to do more, because here's the reason why. Not for me, because I get uncomfortable with praise, but the more good I do in the world, the more likely it is that I'll get to see my twins again. And God has restored so much in my life. Everything. I have a family now. Jessica, the girls, my oldest daughter, Lonnie, is back in my life. And I'm so excited to get to be a grandpa, like 41-year-old grandpa, but I'm excited about it. But the one piece that I'm still believing that God's going to restore is my twins. And the more people that say that kind of stuff, gives me more hope that I'll see them.
Now I understand why you were supposed to be on today. I was sharing with Joshua before we went live that he actually, I had someone scheduled for today, and there was a change that needed to take place, and he and I had been visiting, and I said, by chance, would you be available? And he's like, yeah, I'll come on. And this morning when I went live, I was feeling this, and I've been doing work. We all are doing work. Many of us are doing work right now, 2020. You know, when I look at, because I was sharing with you even, I'm a recovering type A plus personality. You know, what do the recovering A plus personalities do? We make lists, we follow through, we're goal oriented people. We are all about getting it done, right? And like, okay, let's do this. And my year was looking very different than what it looks like now. And you know, I had it mapped out completely different. However, what I was realizing was I didn't realize how much myself that I had actually hurt someone. Unintentional, yet I had. And I had only found out about this, and I knew I needed to do something about it. And so I was talking about it this morning, how I didn't know that I had, but now that I know, if I don't do something about it, then it's on me. I have to do something about this. And right there, what you just shared, I want to personally say thank you, because I needed to hear that. We all need to hear from each other. And I needed that. And you touched me in such a way. You served me right now. So thank you, Joshua. I want to say thank you for that. And we have a lot of people showing up, and I don't want you to feel like you're being ignored, because you're not. However, you know, I'm going to give you a chance to kind of get your breath again. Here, oh, Brenton. Hey guys, Joshua hurt me, and I know you didn't mean to, and I have forgiven you. You are polarized and authentic as they come, and you and I easily misunderstood. What a great testimonial from Ray Ann. Congrats on all your growth and what you are doing for God and his children. And good to see you, Brenton. Good to see you, and I'm so glad you're okay. I was following that when you got sick. And I'm gonna give you a second here again, and just one moment, we'll be right back.
Hey guys, Misty Lane here. So we are here honoring Joshua T. Berglund. Why do I think JTB is a service hero? Many reasons, but I will tell you what hooked me on him was his authenticity. Joshua and I had met online through Facebook. We had talked a little bit, and then we came together at an event in Chicago. It was a Power of We event. He was the MC. And there's many people there that I had met on Facebook, but you know, they didn't really warm up to me. They didn't know who I was. They didn't know what I was about, what my story was. They didn't know where my heart was coming from. But Joshua took the time. He literally sat on the steps and had lunch with me during the middle of this event and got to know me. He was true. He was authentic. No fake, no bullshit. And I looked up to him like a celebrity type, because, you know, he was doing these wonderful things that I wanted to see myself doing. And he just sat and he was real with me. And I think the world needs more people like that. We need more service heroes that are giving of their time from a true, authentic space. So JTB, I love you. You are a true service hero. And I just want you to know how much you've impacted my life. Bye.
I freaking love her too.
Yeah. We all do. You know, the very first time I ever got to spend time with her, she had just received her book. We were at the city summit, and her books were arrived. They arrived at the hotel, and I was on my way to be her roommate, and she had just received them like an hour or two before, and had done her live and everything. And that was quite the journey. And she had talked about her story, but I didn't know it. And then she actually talked about you, and right around that time too, because you were really instrumental in helping her during that period of time. Another way that you were actually serving someone, actually served someone. And I remembered that. I'm like, hey, Misty. And she's like, oh, absolutely. I loved it when she said JTB. You know, I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. JTB.
Oh, she is fantastic. And I remember that conversation and just really connecting on a heart level that was very, very special. Same with Rayanne. I mean, I swear to you, I would think they were sisters. Different stories, different walks, but sisters. But I'll never forget that conversation. And it's been really, really fun to watch her take chances to grow, to step into her dream. And here's the thing, when you're pursuing your purpose and what you're called to do, it can get ugly sometimes in your attempts. But what I respect about her the most, I mean, I love her heart, but her willingness to take chances and push the envelope, to stretch herself, I admire that. I admire her courage to do that, because there's so many great stories and great, very powerful people out there that sit on the sidelines. They sit in silence. They suppress their voice. They don't take the chances because they're worried about what other people think. She has not done that. She has let it all hang out. And I have so much respect for her courage and her willingness to do that, especially with technology, like the way that, like yourself and her, like when we have these shows that we're trying to grow and we care about the quality, and you know, you're trying to learn the graphics and the marketing side, and like how do I make this look better, like, and to go through those growing pains to get to where you're going, to have the courage to do that and also not quit on the journey is amazing, because so many people start a podcast or start a live stream, they do 3 or 4 of them and they quit because they're not getting the feedback, they're not getting the views, they're not getting whatever. I have been doing this for so long now, like I'm censored on all platforms, but you know what? You still got to do it. Like this, if this is what you're led to do and you fight it, you will be rewarded if you don't give up. And she's one of those people that the sky is the limit for her, because she refuses to quit. And I love that about her.
Oh, you and I both. Well, you know, I don't know if you know. Well, you know, she and I, we ended up on the stage at the end, you know, in the Impactor and the top 5. Well, right afterwards, she became the vice president of the nonprofit, you know, and so, oh yeah, because she was like, because her day job is she works with people that are affected by cancer. And so she's seen the need and the people that are feeling so, you know, like they need that hope. They need to be able to know that they're going to be okay. And she sees that. And yet she's coming from that place of the professional, the medical, you know, so she can only do so much. So then on the philanthropic side, she's like, okay, once this is over, you know, I'm over there. And so, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, bring it on, baby. Cause you know, yeah, she has it. And so I want to say thank you, Misty Lane. And Helene is loving this show. I'm glad. Okay, I gotta ask, because a lot of people want to know, I'm sure now. Okay, we painted the picture. I really want to know, what is it that you keep referring to? And there's a lot of people that don't know you from my show, that you have had a past where you have hurt people and such things. What are we talking about?
Well, so the first thing is this: I was a liar. I wore a lot of masks, and I was lying to cover my pain. Started lying to protect my family. Then I started lying to protect my abusers. But then I started lying because I was fearful of being abused. And then I became a liar and a manipulator because I realized that, oh, wait a second, I can get out of situations. I became a great manipulator. So basically I became a narcissist in the worst way. The worst thing you can ever do to a woman is rob her of her intuition. And narcissists do that. Whether you call, I mean, gaslighting gets overused at this point. In fact, I think most of us gaslight each other and don't even realize we're doing it. But the fact is that when a man robs a woman of her intuition, you are robbing her of her God-given gift. The best, one of the best, a woman's intuition in the role of a family or in a relationship is what makes you that king and queen couple. It's what makes you the power couple. But when you rob a woman of that, you've broken her down, you've robbed her of her spirit. So that was one of my biggest sins. But also in the path of my trying to cover for my double life had a double life. I battled my sexuality for years. I didn't know if I was bisexual. I didn't know if I was straight, if I was kinky, or just like a drug addict that would do anything to feed a demon. I don't know. And then to lie and to cover that up. So being a cheater. And then when my secrets would get exposed, instead of going, oh, you know what, I'm sorry, forgive me, I would lie and cover it up. And then by robbing the woman's intuition and giving women PTSD from my behavior, and then all of a sudden, if they would come at me verbally or whatever, then I would attack back. So then I became an abuser. So I hurt a lot of people: lies, deception, abuse, putting women at risk. Because when you're cheating, and I can promise you, I wasn't worried about protection when I was cheating. I put women's health at risk. I put men's health at risk. I was not a good person. I was every bit of evil that you can imagine. So that's it in a nutshell. Oh, and being a deadbeat father, not being there for my daughter, and I can. Sure, there's a lot of excuses I could have used with my other daughter, not knowing about her till she was 3, all of that stuff. But the fact is, I was a deadbeat. The fact is that when I was given an ultimatum about my twins, I chose the route that was going to give me the freedom so I could keep doing drugs and having sex, not stepping up and being a father and finding a way. Mind you, it was the best thing that was the best thing for them that I did, was that I stayed out of their life. So I want to speak to something really, really quick.
Okay.
I wasn't safe for anyone to be around. Having dissociative identity disorder and borderline personality disorder is very tough. So Britton Britton and I share a similar mental uniqueness, and my demons could see his. And they didn't like each other very much. So every time Britton and I we would be friends for a little bit, and we would butt heads, because I would feel like I would tell him, you're making my dark wings flap. And meaning the other people that live inside of me, you're bringing it out. It's a trigger. It's not his fault. It was just, and so they would attack. So these multiple personalities or multiple people that were living inside of me, not all of them were good. And they would attack, and they were evil, and they were dark. And again, thank God for Jesus, because I've been able to be delivered from that. Now, I do have after effects, and I have Jessica is a great protector for me. Jessica's medal of my personalities and has managed to love all but one. And but we are learning how to manage that together. So I had a lot going on. There's no excuses. But the fact is, I wasn't safe for anyone to be around. I wasn't safe working for people, or being, I wasn't safe, because you didn't know what you were going to get with me. And I can blame it on trauma. I can blame it on being molested by men and women. I could blame it on the physical abuse, abandonment, all of that stuff. But the fact is that I had just as much of a role in it as anything else. So that's how I hurt people.
Well, thank you for sharing, and I appreciate the fact I don't play, the trauma card or any of those, kind of cards at all either. And so I appreciate the fact that you're being real, you're sharing it. Brenton's saying here, and it's really big, and it's going to cover us a bit. However, it gives you a second here. I love you, Josh. I am easily misunderstood because of the autism and dyslexia and other complex conditions. It has not been easy. I would love to still be on your show and being on this show. Tamara had me on the show and was nominated for Resilient Soldier of the Year, but due to the scheduling conflicts and miscommunication, it didn't happen. Everything happens for a reason. As it all about the right timing. Proud of you, man. Keep doing good work and being a light worker. You know, I had to share that because after you sharing what you just shared, I love that because it shows that we can get through stuff, guys. Right now, I really do believe that there are so many people out there in the time of COVID, in whatever reason, whatever this is. I'm not going to go into that. What I'm going to go into is what it is doing to people, and having the fact that so many right now are feeling the unbelievable stress of the lockdowns, the unknowing, the losing the jobs, the losing the businesses, the this, the that, all of the above. And to be able to see something like this, the real truth, and that there were the conflicts, you went into it really deep, and to see the love, that one word with 4 letters, it all comes into that, love. Yeah. And there's one other word that has 4 letters that is actually, it goes along with your mission now. Live manna worldwide. Let's talk about live manna worldwide.
Not to correct you, but it's live. So live.
Live manna. Okay, live.
God gave me a vision for an organization 7 years ago, way before I knew anything about media, before I had ever held a microphone. But I was given a vision for something, and now that I understand visions better, or back then I didn't really understand. I thought when you got the vision, that meant you act now, and So Live Mana Worldwide actually was a company that I started, but it ended up being something it was never supposed to be. It was supposed to be a piece of what I was doing. But again, I didn't have a relationship with God then. I didn't know about visions. I didn't know about confirming. I didn't know any of that stuff. But live is the verb live, to live. Mana is the Polynesian word for supernatural power. Right. So again, if you think about the mentality of helping other people win, elevating other people, Live Mana Worldwide. So essentially it was about making people's dreams come true. It was about putting people in position to succeed, to step into their purpose. It was also meant to be the mothership of all of the different interests that I had. I've been very, very fortunate through my life that the way that I see things, the way that I see the world, the way that I recognize, like I have dyslexia as well, but dyslexia is a freaking gift. It's amazing. Like I'll smoke ADHD all day long. I love it. It's not a weakness to me. It's a supernatural power because I have an ability to, like, my brain can be all over the place, but when it locks onto something, it's hyper focus. When I'm hyper focused, I'm unstoppable, and the visions and all of that come. So I have these interests, and I learned all of these different skill sets. And because I have a heart for serving, it's allowed me and put me in position to do things that don't even make sense to be like one of the things that we're doing, like with creating a fashion line, with creating products like skincare and cosmetics, but now doing the media stuff. But when I first got into working in entertainment, I showed up and served, and I kept getting different opportunities. Acting, through acting, I learned about directing and producing, and then through creating a talk show and learning the inner workings of the technology, I ended up getting my own broadcasting network that covers podcast, radio, streaming television, print. Now, because of that, I just wrote a movie called Meeting Jesus in LA, and we go film in LA October 22nd for 7 days. Like Jessica and I got to do that together. But it's like I get to do all of these different things that don't necessarily look like they connect, but they all do. And so I look at those things as a gift. So Live Mana Worldwide, essentially at the core of it, is a nonprofit media organization, because media controls the narrative. Media has the ability to persuade. So I'm tired of being lied to. I'm tired of being manipulated by the press and the current media that we have. So our goal is to elevate the voices for the voiceless, the people that are speaking truth. And it's not a religious thing. It's not a God or Jesus centric thing, but it is about truth. It's about providing hope. Because look, I can look out my window and say, oh, there's riots. Or I can look out my window and go, there's an opportunity for people to be transformed and their lives to be changed.
Yes.
And that's how I see it.
Yes, yes, yes. I agree with you too, Ruben. Ruben is saying here that he likes you. I like this guy. I like this guy. I do too. And he says, I think I meet Jesus in Hollywood and someone who looked like him. Or
Santa Monica Jesus.
Hey, Misty.
Hey, Misty.
You finally made it. Well, we showed you clip.
Thank you for that, Misty. That
yes,
means a lot.
yes. And and when you were talking about, I found this, and I had to just grab it, of course. Because here you are, and you look, like it's a while ago, and there's my coach, from Todd Special. He ended up being my coach in the Impactor, and I'm like, oh, what a small world this is! Such a small world. And I just got a hoot out of that. And so
that was fun.
Yeah. The fact that right now, today, September, the end of September, we're going into the fall. We're going into the fall in the year 2020. And so many people were like, 2020, perfect vision. That's going to be the year we're going to have the perfect vision. Yet, don't you think we have the perfect vision? What do you think? I mean, really, what do you think? I would love to hear what you think.
All of that's going on in the world. I mean, look, and again, I'm not trying to preach here, but I just think back to like when you hear people say, keep your eyes fixated on Jesus, like whether you're a believer or not, like that. So if you look at however you want to look at Jesus, okay, and I'm not going to start preaching, but basically focus. If God gave you a purpose, so let's just say, okay, you have a purpose. If you keep your eyes focused on your purpose, all this other stuff doesn't matter. Your purpose, your God-given purpose did not change when COVID hit. When the Spanish flu happened, the purpose didn't change for them. Every time there's an epidemic, a problem, a casualty, there's always an opportunity that's waiting to be born out of it. Every time. Like instead of focusing on the disaster, and again, I have my opinions about what's going on, but none of it really matters. Me trying to woke people is not going to do anything but cause more divisiveness. However, if I focus on my purpose, and every single one of us, our purposes have nothing to do with us. Your gifts that you're born with, you did nothing to deserve the gifts that you've been given. God gave you them, but they are not about you. They are about other people. They are about serving other people. They are about giving to other people. Your pain is not even about you. Your cancer diagnosis, HIV diagnosis, it's not about me. It's not. I can make it about me and be a miserable bleep, but it's not about me. It's not. So if we serve and we're focused on living on our purpose and we're focused on that, the noise doesn't matter. And all of a sudden you start to say, wait a second, this 2020 has been the best year of my life. I got my family back. Like I'm now in a position, like my dreams are coming true. Things are happening all around me and through me that I never in my wildest dreams thought could happen. That opportunity is not exclusive for me. It's for everyone. You just have to focus on what you're called to do. and live it, walk it out every day. And here's the other thing, people, when I talk about obedience, I'm not talking about rules. I'm talking about being obedient to the call. Every one of you have a spirit inside of you. You can call it the Holy Spirit. You can call it whatever you want. I don't care. I'm not having this conversation right now, but you all have a spirit inside of you, and your spirit will pull you a direction, and you tell it no, you drink it away, whatever. If you're obedient to that call, I promise you, your dreams will come true, because you will get pulled in directions that make no sense. You will get called to do things that just seem absolutely insane. Good. The more crazy it is, the more of God it is. Do it.
I love it. I love it. Thank you, because the 2020 vision is truly, if so many were like, oh yes, and you probably were seeing it as I was flashing it up, because it's true. It is so true. Many of us were redirected, and there's other words of saying it. Yet, I want to also, Brenton put another one in while you were talking. I didn't want to overlook him. However, I didn't want to also cover you up. And I'm just going to read it. It's all about our spiritual gifts through God. Dyslexia affects my typing at times. The gift is the hyper focus. I agree. The 15 different brain injuries, including the 2 strokes, having affected me often. I do my best to focus on my supernatural gifts and help many like you. Light workers have the darkness lives, experience more pain than those who are not light workers. There are real earth angels that walk amongst us. We just have to be open enough to receive them. And that beautiful. And then he's saying to Misty, those who are toxic, us having compassion for those who toxic have the potential to heal and speak well. Beautiful. How true. Right now, mine is impacting others' life to show them they are light. And oh my goodness, they're just coming and coming and coming. And we've got only a couple more moments here. We have to keep our eyes and acknowledge signs around us. And we are aligning with God's will. Mikey, Adam, Cohen, good to see you. Love you. Never thought I would be where I am right now. And I thank God for all of it. Absolutely, my dear Rayanne. Don't we all? We needed to be, in many ways, some of us needed our wings clipped or like things, and so that we could maybe take that moment to breathe and then ask, whatever your beliefs are, ask, what is the passion? What is the purpose that I'm supposed to be going for? And you've got a huge one, Mr. Joshua T. Berglund. It's so cool. You know it? Absolutely. Very cool. So as we are prepared to close this show, is there anything you'd like to leave us with? A little nugget, something?
Yeah, and I do say this a lot, but it's always on my heart to say, the thing that you're keeping hidden from other people is actually your gift to the world. When I was first started speaking and talking about my story and sharing the journey, I was hiding 2 things that because I was scared, I was ashamed, and I thought it was going to hurt my career, all that stuff. And the 2 things were that 2 of the 6 times that I'd been in jail were for domestic violence. I had hid that. And not only was I holding myself prisoner from that, but everybody that loved me, like I was holding them hostage with that secret. The other one was having HIV. And withholding that secret, I was holding, my partner at the time, my ex-girlfriend, I was holding her hostage with that, holding my family hostage with it. But also, I was keeping myself locked in prison. 98% of the truth is not the truth. God does not bless lies. You will never step into the life that God has available to you without truth. So the secrets that you're keeping, I promise you, are actually your gift to the world, and you will unlock the gates of heaven with truth. It's the truth will set you free. There's like 95 layers to that statement. It's not a surface level statement. It matters. It's a universal law. It matters. Your secrets are actually your gift to the world.
Wow. Mic drop. As we close this show, I want to say that I have been well filled, and I know so many others have too, and you definitely are a service hero. Today, September the 25th, is a day that I'm going to forever remember because you were here. And we have definitely made the case that you are a service hero, but I don't want to make it like so grand and everything. I want to leave on this note because many have been touched, and I want to encourage anybody that has been touched either live or in replay, write down why, write it down and put it somewhere and keep coming back to it, because there has to be a reason. Many of us have reasons right now because this is a time for us all to be affecting each other, to share the love, and to take the message of love out there to the world, because we can heal the world with love. We've been guaranteed that. We've been guaranteed one word, love. Thank you, Joshua, for being here. Thank you for who you are. It's been a fun show, and it's meant a lot to me. I appreciate you.
I'm truly grateful for the opportunity, and I really appreciate everyone that was here and the nice things that were said. Thank you guys very much. It means a lot.
All right, everyone. We'll be back with the show on Monday. Until then, have a great